Hello everyone, it is Natalie with Crochet by NatalieLucille, and today we are going to make these 3D beautiful little flowers. Now I'm going to make another one of these to make some earrings, but I thought that I would try my alpaca yarn and make one that I'm going to make into a barrette. So in this you'll need well, you can use really any size of yarn that you're looking for, but I've used a smaller hook and thread yarn as well as 2 double strands of the alpaca yarn. So, oh, that looks kind of nice together as well. Well, y'all sit back, crochet along with me, and we'll go ahead and get started. So we'll go ahead and get started. And today I'm using 2 strands of alpaca yarn and a 1.9 millimeter crochet hook. So you're going to start out with a magic circle, and you just fold it over there and then fold this down so it almost looks like a pretzel. Insert your hook, because you see where the crochet goes, or the yarn goes this way and then to the left, just underneath that left one, just like that. Just gently pull it up so you have a circle, and then you will chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and then working in this round you're going to work directly into the magic circle, and we're going to work 15 double crochets. So it's yarn over, insert into the magic circle, yarn over, pull that yarn back through the circle, so you end up with 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2. So do that again. And once you get the rhythm of your stitches, it really almost becomes like this dance of, you just in and out and in and out, weaving back and forth. So that was, looks like 3, 4, 5, and then I'm just going to continue around until I reach my number. So I have finished my round, and so your circle would look something like this. And all you want to do is take this tail and gently pull so it cinches it. You can kind of see it pulling and cinching, just like that. You want to join the round with a slip stitch. I'm just trying to move my tail out of the way. So you'll come up to 1, 2, 3, that third chain that you just made to create the first stitch in this round. There we go. It gets a little loose, but you can tighten it. But it's 1, 2, 3 to the top. Just insert your hook, pull through, and oops. Well, I'm losing some yarn. Let me do that again. So just insert, yarn over, and just pull through both. Just like that. And now you want to chain 3, which essentially would be your first double crochet. And then you're going to chain 4 to make the chain 4 space. You'll see 1, 2, 3, and 4. You're going to skip your first double crochet and double crochet into the next one after the skipped one. So skip this and work a double crochet into the one after the skipped double crochet, just like, well, hold on just a second. try that again. See, this is what I love about working with crochet. If you mess up, you just kind of pull it out and rework. Put yarn over. So you have to look because it's pretty tiny. Skip the first one, go into the next one, and work a double crochet. And when your tail kind of gets loose, you can pull it tight again. And when you're done, if you tight or you weave in and work the ends, and you can tighten your magic circle. Chain 4, 2, 3, and 4. And when you're working with 2 strands, sometimes one wants to, you know, just not make it through on your hook. And I apologize, my dog is in here chewing on a bone. So skip this next double crochet and double crochet into the one after the skipped one. So it creates this space. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you're going to work this same pattern all the way around. So skip the next and go into the double crochet after the skipped double crochet. And then after each double crochet, you're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm just going to continue that all the way around. Okay, so I've worked my way around, and I have my chain 4, and I'm just going to join the round. So look at your first chain. There's a lot of alpaca hair. I apologize if it gets in the way. So you'll come up to the third one. 1, 2, 3. And you're going to work a slip stitch to join. Insert, yarn over, draw through, and then yarn over through the hook. Now, you've completed the first 2 easy rows. Now we're going to get into the more difficult, but it's rewarding. Okay, ready? We're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just like that. Let me get my yarn out of the way. And then you're going to come to the back of the double crochet, the last one in the first round. So you're going to kind of turn your work over, and then, well, first of all, draw up a loop. Take your hook out. You're going to use that in just a second. So if you turn your work over and you come down to your double crochet here, you're going to insert your hook into the top here. This is the only one where it's a little bit different because it starts out the round. And you're going to, after you've inserted it into the back, put that loose loop back on your hook. Kind of tighten it. You're going to yarn over. This wants to kind of turn on me. Just hold on a second. Let me go. There we go. It's harder to show with little yarn, isn't it? You're going to yarn over and then draw through the 2 loops on your hook, just like that. And it's going to create this chain 5 space here, and that's what you're going to be working into. So you're going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. And working in this top chain 5 that you just made, you're going to work 11 double crochets. So it's yarn over, insert into that space, and work your double crochet. So remember, you're working 11. So that's 1, 2, still working in that chain 5 space. And it's going to get a little tight, but it's worth it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. All these little alpaca hairs. That's probably why it makes it so nice and soft. Okay, so you just finished your first fan here. And if you look at where you ended, if you come straight down into, here's your previous row, and you'll work in around this in the front, in the double crochet post. And you're going to work 6 trebles. Okay? And that's yarn over twice, come down into the post from the previous row, yarn over, draw up, so you have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2. So that is your treble. So you're going to work a total of 6. So that was the first one. So you kind of see how it almost twists a little bit, and this is what's going to give it that 3D effect. Go back down around the post and work that treble. Just like that. So you can almost fold it a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. And you're just working around that double crochet post. This is number 3. 4. And you can kind of see how they look. It's just much easier to fold it. It's easier to see and keep your stitches straight. 5. And 6. So your first one, if you open that back up again, it'll kind of look like this. And so it gives that little bit of a wave ribbon effect. And then you're ready for your next round. And all the rest will be the same as what we're going to do next. So we'll go into, so if you look here, on the previous row, here's your next double crochet, because if you look in this row here, I know it's alpaca, so it's a little fuzzy, but I think you can still see, here's the second double crochet, here's the 3rd, 4th, 5th, all the way around. So you're going to slip stitch into the very top of the next double crochet. So just slip stitch here. And there, see how your first petal looks? We're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Make a big old loop. Then kind of fold your work down, and you're going to see, let me see if I can explain this. In your previous row of your double crochets, in these chain 4 spaces, that's what you're seeing right here is the chain 4 that I have my hook in. So what you want to do is insert your hook into the very first chain of that hook, just like that. Then you're going to grab your loop again, as I kind of turn it around here. So I want to make sure my stitches are straight. Grab that loop, kind of tighten it again. Yarn over, and then draw through both of those loops. Chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. And here is that chain 5 you just made again, because if you lift it up, that's the chain 4 from your previous row. Here's your chain 5 you just made with the large loop. And so this is what you're going to work your 11 double crochets in. So you go right into that loop, or the space, not loop. Let me do that again. So go right into that chain 5 space, work 11 double crochets. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you kind of bend your petals down, you can really see that space a little bit more. Here's number 4. My dog is so loud. 5. 6. He is so loud. 7. 8. 9. 10. And 11. So it should look like this. And if you lift this petal up, you'll be able to see almost like straight down from the end here, you have your double crochet from the previous row, and that is where you're going to work the 6 trebles. So if you just kind of move, here's your other trebles before. So this is your, see how this row is down here? You're going to work around. So you can almost fold that back, and you're going to work the 6 trebles in the double crochet from the previous row. So remember, it's yarn over twice, and then just go right around that post and work your treble. And then I'm going to fold it so it's a little bit easier to work with after you get that first one done. And then just kind of fold it a little bit so you know exactly where you're working. So here's number 2. 3. 4. 5. And 6. Just like that. And there is your second petal completed. So everything should start. See how it's given that 3D effect, because you go behind and you go in front. So it's going to create this wave throughout the whole thing. So coming back to the work that you just did, looking at the previous row, there is your double crochet. So let's slip stitch into the very top of that. Chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Create your loop. Let go. Here's the chain, or the chain 4 from the previous row. So you're just going to insert your hook into the back there. Come back up, put that loop back on your hook, kind of tighten it. Yarn over, draw through both loops on your hook. There we go. And here's your chain 5. Remember, we're working into that. So chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then work 11 double crochets. And I'll come back after the 11th one. Okay, so I just finished the 11th double crochet. And remember, here's the previous row, almost coming straight down into this double crochet here. Work your 6 trebles, just like this. So here's your first one. And then I like to kind of fold my little petals down so I can work straight across the post. There we go, so you can almost see it directly. So I've got to work the rest of my trebles. And again, this pattern just continues the same way all the way around. Just keep working. That's number 3. 4, 5, and 6. Just like that. So looking at everything, if you look at your work so far, you can see how it's all kind of waving, and it's a really neat effect. Coming to your next double crochet from your previous row, insert your hook into the top of the double crochet and work a slip stitch, just like that. So everything starts looking like this. And again, you're just going to continue this all the way around. It's pretty easy once you get it started. It's just that very beginning of, now what do I insert my hook into? I'm working in the back and then the front. Chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Loose. Come back to, here's your chain 4 that you made from the very second round, I think it was, yes. Insert back into that loop, yarn over and through both of them, just like that. And something didn't go right. Hold on, let me do that again. Let's come back out, insert, put my, there we go. Yarn over, and that's getting in the way, isn't it? Hold on, let me do that. Let's do that one again. Something doesn't seem right. Okay, back to, well, looks like I gotta do one more treble after I pulled that one out. So do go back to that treble. Because when I was pulling it through, it seemed like it was pulling through the entire chain 5, and that's not what I'm wanting. So go back in, slip stitch into the top of that double crochet, chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Loosen my loop. Come to the back here, insert, and then grab my loop just like that, yarn over, pull through. There we go. Remember, there's your chain 5. So let's chain our 3. 1, 2, 3. Work your 11 double crochets into that chain 5 space. Just like that. I have finished my 11. And remember, coming right down, work your 6 trebles. There's number 1. Number 2. My dog, I swear. So funny. 3. 4. 5. 'And oh, lovely, they're going to start barking. 6. I hope not, because it's loud. Okay, so I've just finished that. I'm going to continue working around until I get to the very end, and I'll show you how to end it. Okay, so I've come to my very last petal and made myself all the way around, because you can see there's one more chain 4 space. So you're going to come into the top here, right in front of the first petal, and you're just going to work a slip stitch and do your regular chain 5. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pull up your loop. Kind of let go there for a second. I had some issues with my yarn, so I'll get those out of the way here when I finish. Insert into that chain 4. Put the loop back on your hook. Yarn over. And pull through those 2. Chain 3. 1, 2, whoops. 3. And again, these will be tucked in, cut away, removed. 11 double crochets in that chain 5 space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So once you finish that, here is this double crochet that's the starting, near the starting point, and that's where you're going to work your 6 trebles. So just kind of fold that back so you can see the post where you're working. We'll fold that in a second. So just come down to here, and it almost folds on its own. work your treble. So there's one. See, if I fold it, it's just easier for me to see. 2, 3, 4, 2 more, we're almost done. 5, and 6. Just like that. That finishes the flower. So what you want to do now, let's see how we can join this so it, let me see where I want to join, just to finish up the row and kind of make sure everything still flows. So essentially I could come back through here, almost in between the, because here's your double crochet post where you would normally work your slip stitch and then chain 5. So I'm just going to join it to that and see what it looks like. If it'll go through, because remember this has to lay in the front. That's not the best slip stitch. Let's try that again. Go right into there. And you're going to cut your yarn. And then yarn over and pull through. And all these little yarns will be, of course, tucked in and put away. So if I just kind of fold that back to, so you can kind of see the work that has been done. This is what it ends up looking like. And I'm going, because I'm in the process of deciding if I want to grow out my hair. So it's in the in-between stage, so it has its funky days. So I thought about making this into a nice little barrette. But you can make, because I have another one started, I need to make its little twin. I'm going to make some earrings, but this is the other one that I made. So you can see how nice the texture looks. And you can stiffen the back here just to keep it shaped, but it's pretty, I mean, if you're making earrings, you can definitely use a fabric stiffener on all these back parts just so it holds up straight. But how pretty would that be to be an earring? You can add like a little pearl here in the center, but once you tuck your yarn, you can make this into a barrette, a brooch, earrings, a headband, like an applique for a headband. You could put it on anything. I think it's just really pretty, but you can see the size of the two. And this is, it looks like really thin yarn, but once you put it together, it's pretty, it's quite nice, isn't it? I like it. But yeah, this is the nice little textured 3D flower. And thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. I do upload regularly. Thanks guys for watching. Until next time, bye.